What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Vince Warburton and this is VW Fitness. Today we are talking about Nutrex's Warrior Powerful Pre-Workout. Let's get to it. All right, so I know that that intro was a little much, and you'll see kind of why as we get into this review. But for those of you that are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe and bell for notifications. I do videos every single week, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure you do that. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram at the VW Fitness. A lot of exclusive content coming there. More information on giveaway. That's right, we're doing a giveaway here in this video, so make sure you watch the entire video to find out more information. So with that being said, guys, for all of you that are returning to the channel, thank you for coming back. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this review. This one's gonna be an interesting one. Very, very interesting. You'll see kind of why. So let's jump into this. For those of you new to the channel, we break down this supplement review into 4 different parts. We're going to talk about number 1, price, 2, the label and ingredient breakdown, thirdly, the taste. We'll run this for a few days and we'll talk about the effects. So that's kind of how I break down a pre-workout review. With protein reviews, other sort of BCA, that sort of stuff, we kind of just break down the first 3. So in this case, we're going all 4, which is going to be pretty exciting. I am going to try to take this a total of 3 days here and get the full effects. Now, let's jump right into it. Price, this comes in at $39.99 right off of their website, as you guys can see here. Maybe you can't see. I don't know if you guys even noticed, but I always pull up the website now with the new kind of setup. But yeah, $39.99. That is kind of, yeah, 30 full servings. Breaks down to about $1.33 a serving, which on the consistent pricing scale, it breaks down to a 8 out of 10. Now, here's the thing. This thing is on sale nonstop. Like, obviously, I'm filming this not the day that you guys are watching it. Today is Cyber Monday. Everything is 50% off. So I can get this thing for 20 bucks. That's gonna be roughly about 75 cents a serving, which is absolutely fantastic. But price is always very subjective because if the effects are shit, pardon my language, but if the effects are not good, then, you know, obviously the price is not justified. You want a solid product and it's worth paying for. It's kind of this fine checks and balances. So 8 out of 10 in terms of the pricing. I think that's a good score. Let's move right into the label ingredient breakdown. Now, this is why I get a little intense with this one, because I've actually had this product for a few months. I've told you guys, I took a little bit of a break. For those of you new to the channel, I took a little bit of a break. Had to deal with some personal things, and then we are coming back strong here for the holiday season. And you know, I just want to give you guys my complete unbiased, unpaid review of products. And so when I see products like this, I'm like, you know what? We're gonna get into it. It should be fun. So let's pop that label up here right now. We start out with a 9.1 gram scoop. Like I said, 30 full servings in here. And we start out with 2.5 grams of the betaine anhydrous. It's gonna help with the muscle power output. This is a kind of a standard ingredient. I do see it in probably about 80 to 90% of pre-workouts. I like the ingredient. I don't necessarily notice a huge difference between taking a pre-workout with it and without it, but I think it does have a lot of research, and it is a very research-backed ingredient that should be in the majority of pre-workouts, so I do think it does have some effect in one way or another. Now, 2.5 grams, that's kind of a standard dose here, nothing super high, nothing super low. Moving right into the next ingredient, which I'm not a fan of here, 1.5 grams of the glycosides. Now, this is the only roughly pump ingredient in here that's gonna help with the muscle pumps. We're all chasing the pumps, right? Maybe. Am I the only one? I don't know. 1.5 grams, kind of low. We kind of see this upwards of like somewhere 4 or 5 grams. And so, especially when you're not stacking with some citrulline or some arginine or anything else in here, I think you could do a little bit more. So it is on the low side. Not a huge fan of that. 1 gram of creatine HCl. Again, don't really understand this. If you're gonna put creatine in, might as well just do 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. It's the cheapest, easiest way to kind of put creatine into a product. I get the HCl idea. For me personally, I'd rather just have creatine monohydrate and give me 5 full grams. There it is. Next up, 1 gram of the choline bitartrate. This is a form of choline, not the most absorbed form. I think it's just on the low side. I think they can put a lot more in here. Again, 9.1 gram scoop, guys. We've seen this before, and it's hard to kind of stack a lot of ingredients in 9.1 grams. Anyway, let's move on here. 750 milligrams of L-tyrosine. Again, a little bit low. I would prefer to have a little bit more. That's just my personal opinion. 300 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous. This is a good amount. you know, we just talked about this in one of my previous pre-workout reviews. I think 300 mil is kind of right where I want to be. Now, this is stacked with 200 milligrams of the calf citrate, which is yielding 100 more milligrams of caffeine. So you're getting roughly about 400 megs of caffeine, which is a heavy hitter in terms of a stimulant stack, I guess, and that is kind of a prolonged release. That's like a dicaffeine malate, very similar in terms of the effects. It's going to give us a longer duration of feeling that caffeine and not such a big high and then down. So next up, we have 200 milligrams of the theobromine. This is going to be a kind of more extended, again, another extended kind of release of energy, which I like to see. And then 1.5 milligrams of the Rauwolfia extract, root extract, and this is also known as alpha yohimbe. Now, I know some people have adverse effects. They don't like alpha yo. I personally love it. It gives me the sweats, it gets me going, it gives me a lot of energy, that stimulant kind of feeling. And then last up, we have 200 micrograms of the tooth club moss huperzine A extract. Kind of a standard dose here, nothing special, and that wraps up the label. Now, this is my problem with this, is it doesn't really hit on one single kind of area of a pre-workout. So you got stimulants, you got mental focus, you got pumps. And then you kind of have some other ingredients in some pre-workouts. I don't think this really hits on any of it. You could argue potentially stimulant-wise, it's hitting a little bit. I just don't know. You know, it is fully disclosed, which I can appreciate, but I think a lot of this is underdosed. I think honestly you could double up at least the first 5 ingredients here and make it a little bit better. Not a huge fan. I think the stimulant wise, it's not bad. I am gonna give this a 4 out of 10. I don't think it's great, but at least it is fully disclosed. And I'm not a huge fan of just using glycersize. We're gonna get into that here in the taste portion. This is why I say that is, I have not opened this. And I don't know if you can hear this. I'm gonna put it right up next to the mic, but you guys hear that? That means this thing is gonna be a big old clump, okay? Huge old clump right in here, which I'm not looking forward to trying to break up and put into the shaker cup to show you guys how this thing mixes up. Now, glycersize, the ingredient mixes up very nicely, but honestly, it's just not a huge fan. So, I have not opened this, like I said, and honestly, there's like a big old warning here. Says always shake well before opening. Now, granted, I have had this for, you know, a couple months and it's been sitting here in the dark in a temperature controlled environment out here in Austin. Not super humid, but obviously there is a little bit of humidity here. Now, this does recommend 8 ounces of water, and I'm gonna get to the kind of giveaway here and kind of something I've been wanting to do because obviously I just have so many products, and let's get into the taste real quick. I'll talk about it right after the taste, guys, so then you guys can find out more information. Oh yeah, this thing is Clumpy McClumperson. Wow, this is terrible. Look at this. Do you guys see this? This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Holy smokes. I mean, I don't even know how I'm supposed to even use this. I mean, this is where a scale comes into play. Which I have a scale. I'm not going to use it. I mean, I feel like some people have one, some people don't. Look, they're cheap. You can buy them on Amazon. It's going to get you the most accurate way. But I mean, look at that, guys. That just looks terrible. Ugh, not a fan when companies do this. So that's a rough 1 scoop. Okay. Again, you guys can see it. It's terrible in there. Huge clumps. Not a fan. But again, with glycersize, the ingredient, that's why this is happening. That doesn't mean this pre-workout is bad. It just makes it a pain in the butt to grab a scoop. Now, this stuff will break up very easily. Once it sits in water, it's gonna break up very nicely. So no, we're not gonna have to really worry about clumping in terms of the mixability, but let's give this a nice good shake. So as you can see, no clumps, which is great. The bottom, very little sediment, if any. I can't even see any, really, to be honest. A little bit of some foaming here, not too bad. I think overall, pretty good mixability. Now, we did go with the Barbarians flavor. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna guess it's a fruit punch because there's like a blue and a red kind of coloring to it. Give this a nice quick smell here. Actually, I don't know. That might be like an orange, I don't know. Cheers. It's kind of a fruit punch. Pretty kind of like dull on the back end there though. Very interesting there. Kind of dull, a little bit sour, but I don't know if it's intentionally meant to be sour. Not overly sweet. This kind of has this very artificially flavored, I don't know, fruit punch kind of flavor. It's very unique. Almost kind of sour patchy, but not really. I don't know, this is hard to tell. It does taste a little, I do taste a little bit of some supplementation in there. You know, it's not great, it's not terrible. In terms of the taste, guys, I mean, look, taste is so subjective. With pre-workouts, I usually just slam them back anyway. But in terms of this, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. I don't think it tastes that great. It's kind of right there in the middle. I wouldn't go back to this flavor again. Now, let's talk about the giveaway here. This is what you have to do. This is what I've been thinking about doing because I have so much product. I know I used to do samples. For those of you new to the channel, go back a few videos. You'll see that I used to do samples. They were kind of a really big pain in the butt. And I'll tell you why. Because I was literally giving you guys the option to pick whatever supplement samples you wanted. I would have to come in here, pour everything, and obviously with COVID, you know, wear gloves and the whole thing, right? And it just didn't work out. It wasn't very efficient. I wasn't able to push orders out very quickly. Now, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start giving away literally the tub, okay, that I open on camera. I'm gonna send it out to you guys with an official VW Fitness shaker cup for free. Okay, that's the giveaway, and you guys can give this a try. Now, obviously, with each pre-workout, you know, you may be like, well, that doesn't sound like a great pre-workout, but you know, at least you're getting a free product, and I don't have to have it sit on the shelf and it goes bad, or you know, it just sits here. And I figure it's a good way to give back to you guys because honestly, like I just have so much product that I can't keep up with all of it. So here's how to enter the giveaway, guys. All you have to do is head on over to my Instagram at @VW Fitness. You're gonna look for the Nutrex Warrior post that will be live the day that this video is live, okay? All you're gonna do is like it, but there's a couple other things. You're gonna like it, you're gonna leave a comment, and it's gonna say Warrior 2020, and then you're going to share it on your story and tag at VW Fitness so that I can share it, and obviously more people can enter. I really appreciate you guys helping me out with this. Obviously, I've been really off social media, you know, due to taking a leave of absence, if you will. So this is gonna help kind of re-spark everything, get everything moving again. And obviously, it enters you guys into a free contest to win some pre-workout, along with a shaker cup, free, which we could all use right before the holiday season and moving into our New Year's resolution. So that's all you have to do. I will DM the winner within 24 hours. Okay, that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be a day entry, and then within a day of that, so 2 days, I will reach out. I will check to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, guys. Make sure you are, okay? And then we'll get that shipped out within 48 hours. That's all you have to do. We'll get your address, we'll send this off. That's it. So with that being said, guys, that's the entry requirements. I'm gonna smash the rest of this back. I'm gonna run this for a few days. We'll come back, we'll talk about the effects. We'll see you guys here soon. All right, guys, just finished up with, well, a few workouts. We have ran this Nutrex Warrior powerful pre-workout for the last 3 days. And let's talk about the effects. And unfortunately, this is not gonna come in very positive. This is my honest, unbiased take though, and that's how we keep it here on the channel. I literally ran this 3 days. Yesterday was a complete kind of terrible workout, I'll just say that. Today was mediocre, and day one was just mediocre as well. I don't think this is anything special. I don't think you should potentially go with this pre-workout. Now, Nutrex's Outlift pre-workout, I was a huge fan of that. I think that is a fantastic pre, but this one just doesn't even come close. And the best way I can kind of put this, and I've heard this from some other reviews, is that it's kind of like a better energy drink, okay? There's a few extra little things in here. I mean, this whole statement right here, I noticed this today actually, the bigger the clumps, the stronger the pumps. Okay, let's talk about that. Pumps, terrible, not great. I would give it like a 2 out of 5, maybe, if that, 2 out of 10, that kind of thing, not great. Focus, non-existent. I would say there's not really any sort of focus that comes into play here, at least for me. Over 3 days, I did do two of the workouts fasted, one of them non-fasted. One was in the evening, the other 2 were in the morning. So overall, I really put this kind of through the ringer, and it just did not come in at all to the level that I was expecting out of this product. Now, the focus was, like I said, not really there. Energy wise, it does have that caffeine in there. I do feel like it's an extended release. I do feel it for a few hours. When I did do the workout last night, later in the evening, it did kind of keep me up a little bit, not super crazy, and it wasn't no jitters, no sort of stomach issues or anything like that. But overall, guys, in terms of effects, I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 10. It just does not come close to what I'm looking for in a pre-workout. And obviously that's very subjective, but at the same time, like, I think most of us are looking for something more than just like a energy drink, right? And some people drink a Bang or a Monster energy drink, they go to the gym and they're able to use that. And that's fine. This does have a little bit more caffeine. It does have some of the pump ingredients and some of the nootropic focus ingredients here. It really didn't come full circle for me in terms of a solid pre-workout. I think that if you maybe doubled up this, which I would not recommend, because then you're looking at 800 milligrams of caffeine total, you know, you might be a little bit closer to a better sort of pre and super stim. You gotta remember, guys, I am a fan of stimulants. I'm a fan of nootropics, and I'm always chasing the pumps. So, you know, and to be honest with you, the 3 workouts that I did was a legs, shoulders, and then today was kind of my overall, I do compound lifts, 5x5s. All 3 of the days just were not anything special, and mentally, like, I feel fine. It wasn't really anything like external, but to be honest with you, unfortunately, this does not hit the nail with the hammer. So I would not recommend you guys checking this out. Now, with that being said, we are doing a giveaway with this pre-workout, so make sure you skip back to the timestamp here and you guys can learn how to enter. I will ship this off and then you guys can give it a try. Let me know what you think. And yeah, stay tuned for more content, guys. I really appreciate you guys sticking through this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe and bell for notifications. And as always, we'll catch you in the next one.